Okay, good evening, guys. I wanted to do a video here to sort of clean up what we talked about in class on Tuesday. So I made another note sheet here, 7C Part 2. It just kind of like the example that we did in class on Tuesday. I just wanted to sort of do another one here for you guys. All right. So when we're factoring these cubic functions here, when we have a graph and we have a function, um, for sort of a four-step process right here. We're going to have a graph, we're going to have a function. So step one, let's look at the graph and see if we have any obvious rational roots that can be identified. So let's kind of do that first. So looking at this thing here, this root here, it's not exactly at 1. It's a little bit more than 1, or a little bit more than 0.5, excuse me. This root here, again, not totally on the line, so we're not really sure. However, it looks like we have a root here at 2, so let's just sort of hold that in our back pocket for a minute. To find our possible p-values, we're going to look at all the numbers that multiply into negative 24. Okay, so we could have positive or negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12, 24. Those are all of our possible p's. All of our possible q's are going to be any numbers that multiply into 15. So 1, 3, 5, 15. And we can work positives or negatives for these as well. All right. And so if we see this, looks like we have a 2 right there. Well, is there a possibility that we could get a 2 out of doing a P over Q thing right there? Is that possible? Well, let's see. Now we could do 2 over 1 is a possibility. We have 6 over 3 is a possibility. So yeah, 2 is definitely in play here, okay? So 2 is definitely in play. Let's do synthetic division to guess and check. We're going to have to do guess and check when we do synthetic division, but if we can narrow down what we're guessing and checking, it kind of is going to make our life a little bit easier. Okay, so coming back here, we'll use synthetic our division with our original equation and our root to get a linear times a quadratic. We think our root is 2. So we'll do synthetic division to find out if in fact it is. Pause the video if you need to. I'm going to erase all this stuff right here. Okay. So synthetic division, we're thinking 2 is one of our roots. So we'll put 2 up here. And, we'll put all of our coefficients. So we'll put 15, negative 59, and then 70 and negative 24. All right, so we're on our step 3 right there, doing our synthetic division. So again, first thing we do, we're going to pull down the 15. And then we multiply 15 by 2 to get 30. Okay, very important that we remember that step. So we pull our coefficient term down underneath the line. Anything underneath the line, we multiply by our number in the box. 15 times 2 is 30. We're going to add these two numbers up. So negative 59 plus 30 is negative 29. Okay. So next we're going to do 2 times negative 29. 2 times negative 29 is negative 58. And again, we're going to add 70 and negative 58. So 70 plus negative 58 is going to be 12. And then 2 times 12 is going to be positive 24. And we have a nice remainder of 0. So 2 works. Okay. And we can guess and check these. And so if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But most of these that I'm going to give you are going to work. And so make sure we sort of set these up correctly. So what's going to happen is, since 2 works, we know that x minus 2 is going to be a factor of this function here. And then we're left with a quadratic of 15x squared minus 29x plus 12 Okay, here, now we're tasked with factoring this thing out. Okay, we need to factor this quadratic out right here. So what we're going to do is, again, we have to multiply 15 times 12. We'll multiply 15 times 12 to get 180. Okay. Now we need two numbers that multiply to 180 that add to negative 29. Okay. Two factors that multiply to 180 that add to negative 29. Okay. If you need to go do a factoring calculator to figure that out, I know I put one up online a while back. You could type in a factor calculator on Google if you need to. I'll see if I could show you guys one at the end of this video right here. So the two factors that multiply into positive 180 that add to negative 29 are going to be negative 20 and negative 9. Okay, negative 20 times negative 9 is 180. Negative 20 plus negative 9 is negative 29. So again, we're going to use the negative 29 to split that middle term up. Okay, so we're going to split up the middle term. We still have 15x squared. And we'll go minus 20x minus 9x plus 12. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're gonna factor out this thing and factor out this thing. So if we have 15x squared minus 20x, well, what goes into both? So 15x squared and 20x, well, 5 multiplies into both. I'm going to do this in blue right here. And x goes into both. So we're going to have 5x that goes into both. And we're going to be left with 3x minus 4. Okay, because 20x divided by 5x is 4. 15x squared divided by 5x is 3x. Coming over here to this side, 9x minus, or negative 9x plus 12. What we can do is, we already have a minus here. What goes into 9x and into 12? Well, 3 goes into both. 9x divided by 3 is 3x. 12 divided by negative 3 is negative 4. And so this thing, we have 5x times 3x minus 4 minus 3 times 3x minus 4. So if we put this thing back together, one of our parentheses is going to be 3x minus 4. The other parentheses is going to be 5x minus 3, because those are the outside terms. Our last parentheses is going to be x minus 2. That we just pulled out from there. Pause the video if you need to, take a screenshot if you need to, or go back and rewind if you need to. Again, this is similar to the example that we did in class on Tuesday. And so if you didn't get it or you wanted to see another example, here you go. And so now, I would like y'all to go back and try to finish up the practice problems from 7C. It was the handout that I gave you on Tuesday. Just do numbers 20 through 22 and skip number 19 for right now. If we ever get into a pinch and we're not sure how to factor these things, if we go here and Google factors calculator, I think it's this one here in calculator soup. Yeah, so find the factors of something. So we had 15 times 12, which is 180. So we'll calculate that. And so here's all the factors of 180. 1 and 180, 2 and 90, 6 and 30, 4 and 45, 5 and 36, 6 and 30, 9 and 20, 10 and 18, 12 and 15. And then, since we're adding to negative 29, we know we could also put negatives in front of each of these numbers and see that, okay, -9 and -20 would sort of be those numbers right there. Okay, I believe it's under calculator soup right there. So in case you don't know how to factor, you can't do it by mental math or by guess and check if it takes too long. You can use the internet if you need to. All right, so that's 7C part 2 in case you need another example. Go back and try to finish the rest of the problem from 7C. And from